Gen.G on your blue side, T1 on your red side. Pays, he's the one that picked up the Aphelios. Gumayusi was saying that he thinks he's the best in the world on that particular champion, and let's see whether he can take Pays down a peg here in game number 1 and try and maybe get his hands on it in game number 2. Last time these two teams clashed, it was Gen.G walking away with a victory, but that was a final, remember? And now we're back in
to that, maybe going to be looking for a lot of aggressive early game skirmishes as T1 invades.
Yep, Gen.G with full information. Chovy over there gets that ward down, but it does get cleared out.
It's happening.
Yep.
Oh.
And I don't think Gen.G should be surprised. Of course, they already picked that Gwen. It's now we're going to go for the grand entrance. They're looking for Gumayusi, who already has to flash. Keria now running for his life, but there are 3 men after him. He has to use his flash as well, and already Gen.G off to a great start.
And as we mentioned, the Sion strats should not come as a surprise. And Doran says, guess what? It's not. Waits with the rest of his team, and they force early summoners from the bot lane.
Yeah, you're still getting the red buff here taken on the bottom side, though, so still you might be able to make some magic.
Doran's still here, so
standing guard.
Top lane does not exist anymore. It's just in the bottom lane now. There's a mini one. It's a small little lane towards this brush, as we can see. Q comes through here as Oner is just clearing out that Krug camp. Gumayusi does get that shove towards this turret, and let's see whether it's going to work out. 4 versus 3 for T1. Zeus going to try and pick up turret aggro. Delight going to knock him up into the air, and it is going to be first blood going over to Pays. A 1-for-1 so far, and now Zeus' zombie mode is almost going to take down the Aphelios. He does fall, and that is a kill for Gumayusi once again. T1, 1 up in the trade.
It's a disaster for Gen.G. The fact that you end up losing both of your bot laners, and Doran doesn't really get to farm. Like, Sion will do camps. Yeah, I mean, really nice job here on the dive. The fact that you get onto Delight here immediately with Oner just going directly in onto the knockup as well means he doesn't really get away. And I think at this stage, if you're Gen.G, just try and back away. Like, it would have been nice to pick up Oner, but you're just walking into the waiting hands of that zombie, and he's more than happy to take that kill and set it up for T1.
Yeah, the turret juggling was absolutely before as Oner's coming in once again. Pays trying to do what he can, but he gets pushed back into the open arms of T1, and once again, he will go down. Gumayusi gets his second.
Yeah, Pays in the clouds as well, and it appears as he goes down another one. A little bit unfortunate there that they couldn't quite spot out that T1 were coming bot side again, but this just seems to be the game plan now. Gen.G is strong. To still see them even just improving on that is just nuts to see.
Yeah, that was his one point of contention. Of course, a bit of a meme is now Peanut is going to come forward. The good old Wukong walk past strategy, as he does just make his way towards the bottom side river, and Oner is taking this first dragon. Very happy Poppy so far here.
Very nicely done by Faker there. Doesn't even have to invest anything, and Chovy's ult will be down, means that there's no opportunity for contest here. Maybe if they get any, they can try and get something going. Not going to be the case now. And Oner has already had such an incredible impact on the map. Picks up a dragon now as well, as that 2 successful gank. And all the while,
he's coming in. Of course, Doran doesn't have Smite available. Peanut is making his way over, though, as Doran is going to try and turn it onto Oner here. 2 versus 2 for now, but Faker's moving up. Chovy following him forward. Small 2v3 here as Doran's getting taken down so low. No miss to put down, no options, and Oner is going to take him out. They'll take a Rift Herald as well, and T1 off to a great start. This is a big turning point.
And this was not the play for Doran. He immediately moves across, doesn't actually have the push in top lane, so Zeus gets thrown down, Faker gets to cut across quicker as well, and Doran ends up paying for it with a bash in the face from the shield. Like, you can see Faker has Chovy zoned off, so Chovy can't really get in. Doran overcommits into the pit to try and get onto Oner, and at that stage then, with the great knockback of Poppy, it's easy pickings for T1.
So the quickness will be available. Peanut now fighting Oner. As he does get a heroic charge forward, Peanut going to have to walk away from this one, but it looks like no full commitment being made. Just looking for another plate here for T1 on the top side. Operation Move Gumayusi and Take All the Crockery is working out very, very well.
And if we go back all the way to when these teams first played, because it was actually the first match of the LCK, this was basically what happened. T1 put an incredible amount of focus towards Pays.
Yeah, Faker moving very, very quickly towards this Gwen, who wanted to be immune, but she is most certainly not. And Faker is going to be able to pick that one up. Cool guys don't look at explosions, and Faker definitely is a once again. Move speed, pretty high, but not going to be able to get on top of Chovy, who slinks his way out.
This is kind of just going from bad to worse for Gen.G. The fact that both side lanes now down 2 deaths, you don't really have control to match a lot of what the plays that T1 are making. And again, you've got Dragon in 30 seconds time, so Owner about to move into the mid lane. He'll pop down the Rift Herald, guarantee that they get control over mid priority and can even move down. And look at Faker, he's got push and bot as well, so full control right now for T1.
And with these side lane picks in particular, Doran snowballing looked like the only angle that Gen G was really given after how the early game played out, with the attention towards bot side, the gank mid not working out.
That Delight going in, does find the charm, but the Devour is going to be utilized here from Carrier. A long cooldown, but is going to keep Gumayusi safe.
Actually really big for the Dragon fight though. The fact that you don't have that ultimate available is good.
We're going to come through for the pincer as Faker is moving his way over as well. Pays looking for a flank angle on the Aphelios. An odd decision. We'll see how it does work out. Zeus in that front line trying to work things out. Doran puts down his mist now. T1 just patiently waiting that one out. But the quickness is huge onto 3. They try to get forward, but immediately Peanut is booped out of the fight. Doran's still at full health though. The Moonlight Vigil is going to get the flash out of Zeus. And Gen G have pushed T1 away. Those health bars not looking very healthy, and the Super Mega Death Rocket goes wide.
You still have the TP to come in from Chovy though. They can try and just rinse and repeat this. So Pays going to shove out mid. And Gen G, really good call here to take the fight with those ultimates down for T1. They have to play a little bit more careful.
And even though the Rakan into Poppy is a matchup that obviously is going to feel very hard, this is the champion when even when Delight was still on Brionne, he was feared. This was banned against him a lot of times because the angles and engages that he was able to find were a really big part of what made that team.
A little bit of a kerfuffle between the Ahri and Poppy, but not really too much to worry about. But, Carrier diving forward. Jovi, his ex-teammate, catching him unawares just a little, but he will be okay. Ultimate still at the ready, so no worries at all. But Shirley is going to get her skull into that outer turret on the top side of the map, and T1 are looking to get even more. Bottom side, there is going to be a turret traded, but T1 still in the lead when it comes to these structures. They'll get another charge as in goes Delight, and immediately he's going to leave. It wasn't voluntary. It was in fact Ona telling him that he needed to get out of the building.
And this is one of the big things you can do when you have this Jinx with a lead is just continue to push forward. You always win that push against the Aphelios, apart from when he has the Infernum guns. So at the moment, T1 just using that to full advantage. Rotate immediately towards top side. They
the area, but Carrier still getting on top of it. There's a charm waiting on the other side of the rock though, and Chovy's going to make his presence known. T1 will back away for the moment, and we do need to take a little bit of time to talk about the fact that we get Mountain Rift here as well. Phenomenal for Poppy. They've created a lot more corridors for a few of these picks to happen, and not only like the Wukong, things like the Rakan, if you are ever grouped up as either team, it can become very, very dangerous.
And what's important to note as well, even though there is a lead for T1 as Delight, again, look at this. Trying to go for another flank angle. It's still very close, right? Like, K&a half doesn't mean that much in the grand scheme of things.
And I think the scaling does ebb and flow a lot in this game. Right now, it's aiming towards T1, but the ultra late game should be Gen G favored with the fact that this Gwen in a side lane is going to be so difficult to deal with. Gen G looking for an opportunity now, teleport to the back of the pit here as the Poppycopter is getting channeled. It's going to miss though, and this is going to be an honest 5v5. Stolen away by Peanut. They collect the first Mountain Drake. Moonlight Vigil does connect. Chovy looking for an opportunity, but already Peanut's being taken down. The Devour utilized perfectly. Guma grabs another kill for himself. As Doran, he was in the mid lane that entire time, and Peanut did his job before he fell down.
Yeah, Doran and Zeus both fighting, trying to get to the fights like, I go, no you.
Really in position there. You can see Pays is trying to make his way down to the rest of the team. Oh, actually, interrupt by Zeus onto
was the interruption.
Really, really nice there to make sure that they couldn't actually get through. But here, this is where the engage comes through. But look at Pays. He can't actually follow up onto Guma.
And imagine if Gwen is already here. Yes, the Sion ultimate is there, but the amount of damage, I think, would have been the big turning point. Instead, the turn from T1 on Peanut really, really nice. And the Pays, Chovy, just have to get out of the...
A bit late there from Ona. Not going to stop that grand entrance from getting the CC, but he's a Poppy. Not too worried about the whole situation.
Still, though, drew a lot of members of Gen G up onto the top side, so Faker should get pushed. So now T1 get to re-establish that vision, just having the numbers advantages. Pays clears out mid, will even get to rotate up towards this top side. So Gen G trying to make something happen onto Owner, but not quite able to make it work.
Well, in goes Peanut, finds a Cyclone onto Faker here. The Bear is going to come down as a response. Red and white guns here for Pays. He's set up to do some damage as Chovy gets the flash out from Carrier. Still, Pays looking for that opportunity to auto-attack, but everyone is moving too far away from him. So the Aphelios not going to be able to utilize all of that damage. 3,000 gold currently the lead. Different problems for him to deal with. He gets knocked up, smacked into the wall, and Faker is going to be able to lock down the kill on his opposite number. T1 just catching Chovy in a side lane.
Gen G tried to respond in mid, but not quite able to get onto the tower, and now, here we go!
Yep, the Abyssal Dive does come through, gets a decoy, but not the real Peanut. He's going to be able to make it to safety as Doran getting himself with the rest of his team. 4 versus 5, the Baron now an option. Started up here for T1, 22 minutes, a little bit late for a T1 Baron, but they'll take it as Peanut is still there. They're gonna look for a turn as Chovy has teleport available. 10 seconds on him coming back into this fight. T1, they know it. They want to try and get this turn soon, but the knock up on Zeus, he's taking so much damage here from Gen G, but it's a phenomenal ult from Ona, and they will secure the Baron. This guy's Poppy has been absurd this game.
And even when Gen G is looking for an opportunity to fight, to actually try and out-teamfight T1, they're not given it. With the disengage from Ona there, T1
Doran does.
Yeah, doesn't have any mist left as the heroic charge does push him into the wall. Not looking for the dive just yet is T1 as they bear down on this inner turret. The siege minion out of range and is continuing just to lay waste to this turret. Zap not quite long enough to get rid of Doran, who immediately teleports back to this turret. Gen G, they want to try and fight for this one, but it could be dangerous. Zeus is pretty big for that front line. Faker also has his Banshee's Veil completed. The Annie is going to be pretty difficult to deal with as well. Dashcan and Annie as well, kind of like.
Yeah, I haven't really talked about that yet, but it was, of course, mostly Rod of Ages when we saw the Annie in playoffs, trying out a different build here, able to more reliably get to some of those backline targets. And T1, with this play, shoving in bot side, getting the teleport from Gen G, and then also setting up for a very free Dragon. Neither team really too close. We are actually been trading these very, very evenly as Faker.
To check out this fight one more time. Look at Ona with the ultimate.
And I think Gen G do a really good time, right, of making sure that T1 can't get into the pit to rush down this Baron. And once Chovy gets there, they can win this fight. But the moment that ultimate comes through from Ona, there's just nothing you can do.
Going to knock up onto Ona, who does have the Steadfast Presence available. Immediate teleport in response, though, as T1 looking to try and lock down Doran and Delight here. The mist comes through, but Faker is not going to be deterred by that one. He tries to dash his way out, but he gets stunned into the wall. Super Mega Death Rocket's going to pick up the kill. Gumayusi grabs yet another one as Pays. He's trying to walk this one out. Does have to use the Gale Force, but that will be enough to get him to safety. As Gen G with just 2 men to try and defend, and they may just lose an inhibitor turret off that.
Or Peanut gets spotted, is on the ward, realizes it very quickly.
He does.
Want to highlight there as well, Keria, even knowing that Pays has a summoners, the moment he comes up with his dive, ignites the... Maybe there's still a shot for Gen G. 5.5k gold disadvantage. It's not insurmountable, but unless you get a really good angle, it's going to be very tough.
Yeah, it feels like Gen G still have a lot of ground to make up against T1, as Doran's going to dash away from the zap. Charmy's going to go wide here. There's a fair bit of poke damage coming down here as T1 just move up this mid lane. They get control and they can just back away towards this Baron. We've seen them do this so many times. Gen G knows exactly what T1's game plan is. There just aren't a lot of great options into it right now, is from what we're seeing. So wanting to get some vision onto the Baron, and they find out that T1 have just lied in wait for a moment, but they'll start it up now. Delight moving in, Keria just trying to be that brick wall as T1 ready for the turn at a moment's notice. The Baron down to 50%. Gen G on the clock for this one. Flame Chompers come forward. Delight has already pre-popped the ultimate, and the Baron is just going to get melted. Peanut taken down extremely low already. It's a fantastic Cyclone as they get knocked into the wall. Zeus going down extremely low. Chovy trying to get some work done. Not quite enough. Being found there with the ultimate from Ona, but still, look at Gumayusi. He's just a raid boss. He's gigantic in this game. And T1, they've got the Baron. They've already got what they wanted.
Also there, Peanut getting ignited at the beginning means that he can't try to go for like a flash decoy steal. So there is no opportunity to try.
Difficult to immune the Poppy. The Buckler does come forward. He's just trying to buy that time. There's a heroic charge. Great knock up there. And the mist is going to come through, but Doran is not going to get taken down just yet. Decent charm going to come forward, and there's the lifesteal working out here for the Gwen. Pays now very close to danger. He does have to use the cleanse, but it will be enough to save him from the first onslaught. Great charm there from Chovy defensively, but Pays is still in danger. Peanut trying to help him out as Tibbers is going to move back. Needs to lick his wounds just a little bit as Peanut down excruciatingly low. And Gen G, yeah, they don't lose anyone, but they will lose the majority of their base.
I mean, that's the top lane tower now gone. Inhibitor follow, and with minions streaming in, T1 are so strong. Gumayusi, he's
one
just taking
auto.
pop shots.
Yeah, no, it is so dangerous. This Storm Razor Jinx doing so much work here as they dive forward. Ona is exceptionally low. He does eventually go down, but it's in trade for the Rakan so far. They're looking for another one. Faker getting taken down low. Pays still alive, still at full health as Zeus.
Yes, Flash.
Going to be his first target. The Devour does come forward. Pays, is he going to look for it? Is he going to look for the ultimate kill? No, he's not going to do it. Not going to go for it. Still had his flash available, but no Moonlight Vigil, and did not want to move too far forward. Peanut's clone is just going to get stunned up momentarily. Faker didn't invest too much. He's going to be able to charge that one up once more very, very quickly. Ona moving on in now as T1 set up 5 versus 5. Looking to spot Gen G as they try and go for this little steal. Mountain Soul, devastating for Gen G if it does come forward. Doran gets over the wall, puts down the mist as Ona jumps inside with him. Gen G gonna have to look for a way to try and start this fight now, but immediately Chovy is going to get rocketed out of this fight. Speaking of rockets, that one's gonna go wide, but T1 have gotten their health bars low enough as it is going to be the Mountain Soul secured. Peanut is going to get taken down a little bit late on the steal attempt. And now Battle Dance is going to get Delight to relative safety, but I don't know how safe they are as the grand exit here going to be utilized by the Rakan. But Pays, that's the wrong direction. They may have juked them for the moment as they look for the backs, but yeah, not going to get fooled by that one. But still, Ona is going to take a lot of damage and just goes down. Okay, they can just look for it one more time.
Back.
Yeah, they're going to have to try and get back because instead, T1 are just going to look to win the game. The old owner for Nexus trade going to work out here as Pays going to get yet another kill. They're going to start the back yet again. Gumayusi, you need to hit this Nexus as they are going to spawn relatively soon, but no, he was under no real pressure. He just needs to turn and get the last few autos, and T1 will take game 1.